I have to readjust to Jordan's new living room that we're in Jordan's apartment. Jordan, say hi.
Hello.
So, why did you do this to me?
To you, yes, we did it to you.
Why did you change your living room at me like this? You know how much I crave consistency.
New couch, new me, man.
It really is nicer than I thought it was going to be when I received the photos. Yeah, I thought it was just like an IKEA couch, like the one I used to have.
No, it's an upgrade. Costco. Costco is...
Well, fuck my ass.
Costco is like what happens when you...
Mansplain Costco to me, dude.
Costco is what happens when you kind of move up to like lower middle class. You know?
There is a point...
You start wearing
in
the
a man's life where he gets off of Obamacare and he gets a Costco membership.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that the only big box discount store membership that you guys have?
Yeah, we don't do the Sam's Club thing. That's a little too much.
Is it not the same price?
No, they basically are the same thing. It's just like you choose one or the. I don't
think that they're the same thing at all. I think they're vastly different stores.
What the fuck are you talking about? They're like pretty much the exact same store, except one has the best hot dogs and the other like lacks in food.
Every time, and now I haven't been to Costco in a while, and I go to Sam's Club semi-frequently. You know,
how do you get in?
I break in. I'm like a cat burglar.
You just run. You run through.
Yeah,
the guy's like, "Hey, get back here!"
Yeah, I just clothesline the 84-year-old woman at the door. No, my mom has a membership.
Oh, okay.
So I have never gone to Costco for like groceries. I have only ever gone there for like house, like toilet paper and light bulbs and whatever.
Yeah. Those are the we call necessities that you get there.
Mm-hmm.
But you always got to stop at the little clothes aisle. You got to look through the new clothes. They always got like cool, like, you know, like Hurley or like, you know, they'll always have like a nice version of like something you never heard of before, you know, and then you got to pick up some of those because they're cheap as shit and they're really nice. And then you got to go through the books, even though you're not going to buy a book, you got to look at them and go, oh, I want to read this. And then you never do. And then, yeah.
No, see, you're sort of further proving my point. Whereas I don't know anyone that's ever done that at a Sam's Club, because you go there for like huge packs of like chicken.
We do that at Costco, bro. I could open my freezer right now and show you. We have a pack of fucking chicken that you have to buy, and you got to cut it, and so you can put it in there, and it freezes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is the Costco brand like? Do they make
Kirkland?
They're Kirkland.
What's Sam's Club brand? Sam's?
It's just called like Sam's Club. Or like they just don't have like a label on it because it's just because they'll like have like the butcher.
I guarantee you they just go to Costco, buy their chicken and put it in their own little Sam's Club
guarantee
label.
that, huh?
Guaranteed.
Yeah. Casual libel. Casual slander guaranteed. Jordan fact for sure. Do they sell tires and stuff there?
Yeah, dude.
Sam's does that shit too.
They got it all.
I'm not like hard
you want a GoPro? You
on
got,
either
you
one,
get
but I definitely have gone to Sam's more, and it seems more like my speed culturally.
Yeah.
I would get nothing out of looking at Billabong shirts at Costco.
I know someone who has both memberships, and I asked him, I was like, so why do you have both? Like, what's going on there? He's like, well, you go to one and you don't find what you want, so you go to the other, and you're like basically doubling the odds that you'll find what you need. And I'm like, what do you need?
That seems fucking ridiculous.
He literally goes, I don't know until I see it.
That sounds like someone who would be your friend. That really sounds like one of your cohorts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never left a Sam's Club being like
disappointed.
Man, I wish that they had this type of stuffed tortellini as opposed to this
Do they have-
7 different kinds over here.
Okay, what kind of food do they got? Because they're not known for their hot dogs like Costco is.
No, because you get like actual groceries there. Like every time I go there, I get like my normal grocery routine, but just like the larger portion of it, and then it lasts me forever.
You act like doesn't happen at Costco.
No, I don't. I'm saying that it happens at Costco. I like the quality of Sam's Club a lot.
Okay, all right.
But again, I haven't been to Costco recently enough to really.
I guarantee you, if we look up the owners of the same person.
There's no. You're making so many guarantees that are fucking insane. Sam Walton or whoever is like in the Walton family, like the board of executives, does not also own Costco.
How do you know?
Jordan, I'm going to fucking kill myself.
You know, they always have like these weird subsidiaries. There you go. Subsidiaries or whatever. And maybe he's got a friend that is on an island somewhere who takes care of the Costco stuff and he just gives them the money. So it looks like they're 2 different owners, but they're the same.
Mm-hmm.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Man,
Yeah.
you're really just throwing out the facts today.
Yeah. So do you guys have in Baltimore, do you guys have the lantern bug craze going on over there?
The craze?
Yeah.
Like it's a fucking dance?
It basically is it basically is. I mean, do you guys
have the fad that is this invasive species? No, they're everywhere and it sucks. They were like really chill for a while and now they've gotten like more intense.
Yeah. So they're a new creature. I noticed them last year when they were in town.
They're not a new creature. They're an invasive species that just came over last year.
Yeah, I get it. That's what I fucking meant, okay?
They're a new creature. They've been bioengineered, and I'm the first one to notice it. Guys, I guarantee I'm the first one to have seen this.
How do you think COVID got here? It's from these bugs.
I thought that sentence was going in such a different direction.
Oh, because they're both from... Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting the looks. Don't say... Okay, so the lantern bugs...
The lantern flies, not lantern bugs.
Whatever, dude. They're ugly as shit, and they fly at me all day long.
You know what? I'm gonna give you an incorrect name because you're ugly as shit. That's what Jordan said. He says it to people too. My name is Samantha. Yeah, whatever, Casey. I don't give a shit because you're ugly as shit.
Do you ever get them like on your like they fly into me all day long, and it's crazy. Have you stepped on one yet?
I step on them all the time.
They mush like. They got like mustard in them. It looks like mustard.
I don't examine them that much because I'm a busy guy on the go, my metropolitan lifestyle. So I just kind of squish and I go.
Yeah.
Like a cigarette butt. Just a.
I had a friend try to tell me that you can get $2 from the government for each one you kill. And I don't know how you would record that. You know what I mean? Do you have to like take out your phone and like. I'm saying obviously it sounds like bullshit, but like let's say it is.
Your friend that doesn't know what they want until they see it.
No,
hey, so my cousin's neighbor's girlfriend's friend told me that you can get $2 for a lantern.
Yeah, you just go to the website government.com.
I know that the only thing about like in that vein that I know of is you used to be able to get a couple dollars if you caught a snakehead.
Yeah. Really? In the city?
Yeah, because that was why like a couple years ago, all the like homeless people or like, you know, like poor people were like running around the city with like contractor buckets filled with fucking snakeheads.
Oh, damn.
And then there was like a whole big thing I heard where people were like trying to bring them onto the bus.
I didn't know you can get paid for it. I just know that you have to kill them. And then they just recently changed it to you don't have to kill them, but if you do throw them back, you have to tag them. And it's like, if you're going to do all that, just kill them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
they're good eating. They're like white.
They were trying to get rid of them.
But you know what I saw the other day that I forgot about is a stink bug, and I was like, oh, you know he's coming in here being like, who the fuck are these motherfuckers? You know, talking about the lantern bugs.
You're still saying lantern bugs instead of flies, and at this point, I think you're doing it just to piss me off.
Whatever, dude.
So you think there's animosity in the animal kingdom between stink bugs and lantern bugs?
Stink bugs were the original invasive species.
I don't think they're invasive, buddy.
Stink bugs?
You're gonna Jordan fax me on this one? You're gonna
They
guarantee
came
me?
from somewhere else and they came here and now they're here and nothing eats them. So they're invasive. You know?
I don't know, man. You know what I haven't seen?
What makes the invasive species has to like be detrimental, right? And I think for a little bit the stink bugs were like killing a bunch
The only
of
thing
stuff.
they're killing is the fucking mood when you're outside. Or when they come into your garage and actually smoosh
I think
them
we're
and then
both
they
getting
stink.
this wrong. Like I know I'm
An
right,
invasive
but I don't know
species-
why.
No, God damn it. An invasive species is something that's introduced to a new ecosystem that doesn't have any natural predators and then it like flourishes.
Yeah, that was stink bugs.
But it's not because they're not. No, you're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You are 100% wrong. Do you remember the fucking like the there's like the I don't know what they're actually called. We used to call them like the bag bugs. Remember like in the trees there'd be those huge like
the
sacks
Japanese beetles
of like caterpillar things.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they'd be
those
like
things, yeah.
everywhere. And now you don't see them anymore.
I still see them sometimes, but yeah,
Not like they used to be.
not like they used to be. Yeah.
That's because climate change killed those motherfuckers. But like, I was thinking about that. Someone brought those up to me recently because they found like a bunch of old pictures,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Yeah, like we had like these pictures when we went camping, and there's just like a million of these everywhere." And I was like, I haven't seen them in so long, but they used to just be on the side of every highway.
Yeah. I bet you when you do see them, you can like put them in a box and try and sell them on eBay as like a nostalgia thing.
You think
know.
so, Jordan?
Yeah, be like, remember these bugs?
You think they sell them at
Yeah.
Costco, Jordan? Or
They
Sam's Club?
should.
It's the same place. It's owned by the same people.
That is funny, like something that like was invasive and it kind of died out, but now they sell them as like, hey, remember this as a kid? Get it in your own backyard. Put it in your own tree. Wouldn't that be funny?
That would be amusing if it's like, hey, are you nostalgic for back when things made more sense? Let's reintroduce this. Let's turn this into like pythons in Florida and just throw them in the backyard.
Oh
and see what
yeah,
happens.
dude, that shit's crazy.
Yeah, no,
The
it's
python thing.
it's really fucked
We should
up.
start doing that here. I would like to see like python invasion in Frederick, Maryland.
Did I not tell you about my mom with the snake thing at like a house she was trying to sell one time?
No.
So my mom was trying to sell a house back home like years ago. She was like pretty fresh in real estate when this happened, and she like went to this house. It was like an older house or whatever. Old lady died. They're trying to list it. She goes into the detached garage and opens the door, and like the ground is moving because there's so many fucking snakes on the ground. And so she like freaks out and shuts the door and calls an exterminator, and the exterminator shows up and is just like, I can't, like, what the fuck is this? And then it turns out that like the lady who owned the house before, like the old lady who died, like her son was living in the house and he had like pet snakes. And then when he moved out of her house
He
to get
forgot
rid
two
of
of
them,
them?
he just threw them in the garage.
Oh my god.
And they had been just like breeding and eating like bugs and fucking like mice or whatever the fuck they ate, to the point where they had just taken over this garage, but the old lady never went out back, so she like didn't know.
Oh my god.
And there were just like various sizes from
I feel like they would run out of food if they were stuck in one spot.
no,
like
they
that.
would go out, but then they would go in because it's like that's where they're like
That's
little
where they-
nesty,
yeah.
where it's like warm and shit. But they would
Oh,
like,
shit.
I guess they were like going around the yard and grabbing shit. But this old lady just
Damn.
didn't notice because she was old.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, it's fucked up.
That is fucked up.
Snakes freak me out.
It's like some Ragnarok shit.
Snakes really. What did you just say to me?
He's a guy that got thrown into a pit of snakes.
Are you talking about Ragnar Lothbrok?
Yes, actually, yeah.
Yeah, Ragnarok is the end of the world.
I am. I'm talking about Lothbrok, yeah.
God
Ragnar
damn it.
Lothbrok.
I don't know if that's. I think that's one of those things where they. I may be incorrect, and do not tell me. I know this for a fact, because you don't.
I know a little bit, yeah.
Well, no, because they don't know where the actual pit is. There's like one or
Well-
two ideas as to where the pit is, but
Well,
like
first off, I don't think it's like I don't think it's something that people would think that. I don't think we know that it actually happened.
well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He was a real person.
Right.
And the story is that he was thrown into a pit of snakes and killed.
Yeah.
But then what I'm saying is, if it did happen, no one knows where the pit is because there's like multiple tourist destinations where it's like, here's where the pit is where
Yeah.
they killed Ragnar.
They do that all the time over there in Europe. Like there's a spot where like King Arthur's grave is supposed to be. Obviously, it didn't fucking exist. So
That's different. That's completely different though.
it's kind of the same. It's
Not at all because
mythical-
Ragnar Lothbrok was a real person and King Arthur wasn't.
right? But the
What?
story of the pits did not happen.
That would be like if like that
it's
would
kind of this.
it
It's a
is-
similar.
No, it is not. No,
How
it
is it not similar?
It would be more similar if someone's like, here's where the cherry tree that George Washington cut down and then couldn't lie about it or whatever.
No, and then my thing is, turns out he did cut down the tree.
But you're talking
it's
about a
peach
fucking
tree.
fairy tale. You're talking about a fairy tale. I'm
Okay.
talking about history.
You're talking. First off, it also says that that he came back to life later on in the sagas.
What the fuck are you talking about, Jordan?
I'm just saying, it's a fantasy too. It's a fairy
It's not
tale.
a fantasy because Ragnar Lothbrok never came back to life.
I know, but in the sagas say they.
No, it
he did.
doesn't.
Yes, it does.
What sagas?
Whatever Viking stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the mythology where you got characters mixed up again? Because you're not talking about fucking Ragnar. You're not. You're talking about what's his face? The Christ figure that they put in later. The fake Jesus analogy that they brought in. The one who starts Ragnarok when he dies. Loki kills him with the mistletoe. He's fuck. What's his name's on the tip of my tongue, and it's going to fucking piss me off so much. He can't feel, and then his mom protected him, and then Loki tricks him into doing the mistletoe, and he
Okay.
dies, and that's what triggers Ragnarok.
Okay.
And then he comes back after Ragnarok, and like is supposed to like repopulate or whatever with like all the Aesir that like fragments of them survived.
Yeah.
What's his fucking name? This is really going to drive me insane.
Yeah.
I have to look it up.
Oh, okay.
Well, because if not, I'm going to just, it's
Yeah.
all I'm going to be able to fucking think about.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that
No.
somewhere in there that
No.
he's supposed to come back to life.
You are mixing up a historical figure and the mythological like stories of the
Okay.
Vikings.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert on
That's like
that.
me being like, oh, like Leif Erikson comes back later in the fables. No. Leif Erikson was a real person.
I know that. Why are we talking about Leif Erikson now?
Because he was real just like Ragnar was real.
Yeah, I know. He actually was he the one that got to America, or was it Eric the Red?
Eric the Red. Eric the Red.
One
and
of
then there's-
them, because one of their father and son, right?
Well, Leif Erikson is Eric the...
Or Eric the Red's
Eric the Red's
son.
son.
And I think he's the one that got here.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is really going to piss me off that I can't think of his fucking name.
It's okay. You're right. You know what? Let's just.
No, I mean, I'm not saying it because
yeah.
it's like I'm right or wrong. Like I know I'm correct. We don't have to discuss that. But I just can't think of his fucking name, and it's really going to piss me off. Like it really is just.
So while you're doing that, you mentioned mistletoe, and some guy I work with, he was joking around and saying to a person in the office, he said, "Hey, come look at my mistletoe belt buckle."
That's really funny. I really like that a lot. I like that so much, dude.
And
That's
I
so
just
fucking
died. I
cool.
never heard that before, but it's so like so stupid, but like hilarious at the same time.
No, that's like I feel like that's like a pretty old joke for
I've
someone to be
never
like,
heard it. Yeah. Yeah.
with like the mistletoe over their wiener. It's Balder. Balder is who you're thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Balder is the one who dies and triggers Ragnarok.
Is this a Viking saga thing too, where like there's that guy who's strapped to a boulder in hell or something, and like something comes and eats his liver out,
That's
and
is
then it grows
Greek?
back.
That's either
Greek
Greek or
mythology, yeah.
Roman. That's Prometheus, right?
No, Prometheus is the sun, going to the sun. And
Nope.
No,
Nope. Prometheus.
that's Icarus. Sorry.
Yep. Icarus is the one who flew too close to the sun and his artificial wings melted. Prometheus is the one who gave humans fire, and then as punishment, he's chained to a rock, and every day the bird comes and eats out
it, and then
his
it grows
innards,
back.
and then it regrows and it restarts the next
And then
day.
he escapes at some point. Someone comes back and saves him.
Sure. I don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know anything about mythology. If it's history, you're fine. Mythology,
I don't like mythology because it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
So mythos and like fuck that shit. You know, it's the same thing with like historical fiction. I'm not really into that really.
Some historical fiction is fine, but a lot of it's like bad. I like really dumb on purpose historical fiction, like Abraham Lincoln Zombie Hunter is like really fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Or like Inglorious Bastards, I can get down with that.
Yeah, that stuff is fun.
Yeah.
But like a lot of like historical fiction, I don't really give a shit.
I don't like the ones that try to like just place something within something that actually happened.
What do you mean?
So like like Titanic, for example, which sucks because I do like Titanic. So this is a bad example.
Understand what
it's a terrible example.
You know what I hate? You know what I hate? Something I love.
So I usually hate that. I do like Titanic, but Titanic, it's a fictional story taking place in something that actually happened. So,
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But I don't hate the style of historical fiction that Titanic is. I don't hate that because the story of those two ding-dongs does nothing to alter the trajectory of the larger event with which they're placed in.
And I think that's why I accept it.
Okay.
And I like it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's
I wouldn't
why.
like a historical fiction where they save the boat.
Yeah.
You know, he's so good at drawing her naked.
Or one that it doesn't break in half. And you're like, what the fuck?
That would be really funny.
Yeah.
He fucked me so good that the boat was rocking so hard that we missed the iceberg.
That would be like a nice, what is it? Like a
fan fiction?
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Or a spicy Titanic, you know?
What? Like erotic fan fiction
for
an already erotic
fan
movie?
fiction. And it's really boring because nothing climactic happens, you know?
Oh, see, Jordan made a face and cocked his neck to the side when he said climax, like the sexual meaning of climax, meaning cum. Jordan's talking about cum.
Yeah. Dude, okay, so I'm sorry, I'm going to mention this because we were talking about historical stuff, but I wrote down historical figures and their reactions to losing people's money. I have no idea why I wrote that down. You know, like, doesn't that...
What?
I don't...
Let's speculate on what that could mean.
I know. I was like, I'm looking at it. I'm like, I was, before we started, I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? I like the idea you're like eating cereal and you're like, man, I wonder what would happen if Genghis Khan was a stockbroker during the fucking market crash of 2008. I'm just trying to think of what I was thinking to like write that down. So I guess what I meant was like, I guess because back in the day if you lost someone else's money, you have to go to them and be like, yo, I lost your money. And since shit was more real back then, they would just be like, well, I'm going to fucking cut your head off now. You know, I guess maybe.
Jordan, I have no idea.
I don't know
this
either,
is
man.
terrible content. I don't even know why you brought that up.
I brought it up because I'm confused about my own head. Hey, you want to hear
this confusing thing I scribbled down and can't figure out what it means?
Do you ever do that though? Like you write down something, you're like, I'm going to remember this shit. And then like you look at it and you're like, what the fuck?
It'll happen to me because I'll write shit down while I'm like driving and it'll just be riddled with typos to the point where it's just not even in English anymore.
Yeah.
I just somehow learned how to speak Urdu real quick and it's just like, what the fuck could this even be?
But anyway, so yeah, I don't know what I meant there, you know.
I have no fucking idea.
But what I was thinking about was like, there's this guy Alfred the Great or whatever. Don't worry, I'm not bringing it back to like actual historical stuff. I'm just saying there's a king called Alfred the Great, and he's like known to be like a really good monarch or whatever. But then there's just this story that he like likes to go to the court and watch people get sawed in half, and it's like not sawed in half like the fun way, but sawed in half like they like turn you upside down and like spread your legs and then they go through the middle, like through your crotch while you're upside down.
What do you think is the fun way of getting sawed in half? Like across the belly?
Across the belly would be much better than
like
getting
from your
starting from the
dick
groin.
to your fucking
yeah, and
head?
Here's the thing. They would stop a little bit through so that you still be alive just so you could like feel the pain. Isn't that crazy, dude? That would suck so fucking bad.
I wonder how, if I'm upside down, legs akimbo, how far would you cut into me before
you die?
I would die.
So
belly button?
A bunch of your organs are right there that I feel like are pretty important.
Thinking. Like, I know that you can live if some of your organs spill out.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was like a big thing back then.
But
they would love.
I mean, because if I'm if I'm doing one of these, but like the whole way, I mean, I guess it's only like it's not a lot of distance, but still.
And there's a bone where as soon as they get started, there's a bone there. So
Yeah,
they have to be cranking that thing back and forth. And man, that would be so much
there's
pain.
a lot of cranking, a whole lot of cranking going on.
Oh my God, dude. When I heard that, I was like, damn, that sucks. That would suck. And you're upside down. So I guess blood would be coming down to your face.
The only thing worse
and shit.
than being sawed in half is being sawed in half while also upside down.
Yeah. But then there's also this story about someone
Your
getting...
blood would rush to your head. Maybe you pass out.
Yeah, you would hope so. But I doubt it. I mean, you could be upside down for quite a while.
Sometimes I worry that my blood pressure is so high that, and it's not like alarmingly high, but I think about that a lot. If my blood pressure's high, like if I like nick an artery or just like, and you know, like you like shoot fucking like 20 feet. Oh God!
So my watch tells me when my blood pressure is high, and it kind of happens a lot, especially when I used to do like uppers every once in a while. It would just be, that's annoying because you do uppers, you're trying to have a good time, and then your watch goes, you're fucking about to have a heart attack. You're like, fuck.
This just in, you're too high.
And you get all paranoid.
Do you ever wear that while you make love? And then like it starts beeping more and more and more and more and more, and that's how she knows it's about to be over. Slow down. No, I'm good, babe. I can go. I can hear that you can't.
I feel weird having anything on when you're doing it. You know?
We should. It would be funny if someone wrote a sketch where they had a smartwatch on that was monitoring like blood pressure. And it was a guy who just like gets caught looking at hot girls' butts because every time a girl walks by, his watch just starts to boop, 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 boop. Because his blood flow is getting more intense because he's getting a boner.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right? Isn't that good?
Yeah. Damn, I hadn't.
When you brought up the lantern flies, it made me think of this guy that I know, and I became really good friends with him, but I don't know his name. And it's been too long. So I can't ask him what his name is. But we're also not that kind of friend. He's a guy that he's an old guy. And he stands on the corner on my way to work. He fucking rules. He must live in one of the buildings like on my little walking commute. But every day he has his like car and he parks it like somewhere on the street. And then he pulls out like a camping chair and puts it on the sidewalk, like right next to his car. And then he sits there and just smokes cigarettes and is like on his phone, like watching movies, or he's like talking on the phone. But I see him every morning and every afternoon. I see him multiple times a day, but like I pass him on foot twice a day. And he's become one of my closest work friends, but we only say like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
But I mean, I would take a bullet for this dude. But you reminded me of him because when I first started interacting with him, because I had seen him for a long time, we never really acknowledged each other. And then one day I was walking by and there was just like a bunch of lantern flies and one hit me in the chest and I like made a noise and like stomped it. Then he was like, those fucking things are everywhere. And I was like, yeah, dude, this sucks. And then he's like, I think they're coming from over there. And then like we walked over and we found like a nest of them in the bottom of a light pole.
It's weird when you find a nest of them because they're all moving together.
It was insane. Like, there were so many of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, ever since we like murdered a bunch of flies together, now whenever I see him, it's just like, what's up, man? And he's like, hey, dude.
You know what's interesting?
What?
I have this wasp killer thing that I use and I sprayed it at them. It doesn't really work on them.
Because they're not wasps.
I know, but that's weird, right? Yeah, I feel like it should work.
No.
They're both bugs.
That is true, buddy. They are both bugs. Yeah. I don't know enough about like extermination to know like the difference.
Like why isn't this killing them?
Yeah, because like ant killer won't kill things that aren't ants.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh man, I actually had a really funny ant killing thing happen recently. I got ants in my car. Have you ever had ants in your car?
Not this one, no.
But you have had it before.
Yeah, in like older cars.
Yeah, I left my car at a friend's house for like a while when I went camping.
Do you have like a line of ants or just like one?
No, there was like ants.
Damn.
And I left it at my friend's house for like over a week. And then when I came back, there were just like ants like in my car. Like not like a crazy amount, but it's just like there was always like a couple ants crawling around.
Enough that it's like one will get on you every once in a while and you're like, what the fuck?
Kind of. They were like really little. Like one night I got like takeout food and like accidentally like left it in my car while I was like doing something else. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm going to go home and eat this burger. And then I opened up the burger container in the car and it was just covered in ants.
Damn.
Yeah. And then like...
What you should do is just drive somewhere and then watch them freak out because they don't know where to go now. You know, they lost their little trail.
Do you think that I just kept my car at one spot for a very long time?
No, I mean, where do they think they're going to go with all that food?
I don't know. I don't know where they were going back to or what they were doing, but like it was a thing for a minute, and then like kind of recently, within the last like 2 weeks, I was hanging out and I got like one of those fancy fall like coffee drinks, like apple flavored whatevers.
Yeah.
Someone else was buying. And I left it like half drank in the little cup holder in my car, and I came back and there was like a couple of them in there, but they were all dead because they were like drowned in the coffee. And so I was like, oh shit, I've just made a DIY ant trap and I'm gonna get all you motherfuckers.
There you go.
And so I left it in my car for a week, and then every day just got more and more ants were just drowned in this cup. So I just had like a cup of like hundreds of dead ants.
Damn.
And then eventually like the cup stopped getting more and more full, and now I haven't seen any ants.
Imagine that's awesome, dude. Imagine being killed by pumpkin spice latte.
It wasn't a pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah,
piece
right,
of shit.
dude.
No, it was.
Right.
It was one of the
just
apple.
Admit it, bro.
It was apple cider thing.
Bullshit. Nobody
We're
gets
out of
the
time.
apple
We have
one.
to go. This is this slander is not going to stand. We're going to Patreon where the truth will be revealed. Say goodbye, Jordan.
Bye.